Hello, this is Roger, Low Vision Product Manager here at HumanWare. In this video, I'm going to show you the components of our Prodigy for Windows Kodak Distance Camera solution. So on the table in front of me, I've already unboxed all of the items that would come in a full kit. In this case, these are the items that you would receive with our SL25 Kodak camera, and that is a camera that will go to 25 times magnification. So to my left here, this is the mount that we have for use with Prodigy for Windows and the Solo 8 Plus document camera from HoverCam. Here is the camera itself, the 25X. It also comes in a 10X or a 10 times. This comes with a charging cable and a power block as well. So to the right, I have a Wi-Fi USB adapter that I will demonstrate in just a few moments. And below it is a mounting block that I will place onto my HoverCam Solo 8 Plus. In the center is the quick start guide that walks you through each of the steps here. So let me quickly show you what you would do first. As you can see here, step one, you need to make sure that your Prodigy software is updated to version 1.1 or later. The next thing that you want to do is ensure that your charging block is assembled with the charging cable. So I will go ahead and plug the regular port end into the block over here. There's my US plugs. We do have international plugs as well. And then on this end is a micro USB that I will open a port on the side of my 25X SL10 Kodak camera. I'll pull that open, and inside there I can see where this will plug into the device. So at that point, once that's plugged in and this is ready to go, I would probably go and charge this for at least an hour to get a full charge into this camera. Now, I've already done this, so I don't need to do anything further with that at this time. So I'm going to disassemble and set aside this power cable so it's out of the way for the time being. The next step, as you can see over here in step 3, and this quick start is shipped with the product and available on our website, is to attach it to the camera. So I closed that port on the side there. Again, I reached in there with my finger to open it. And then when I rotate it to the bottom, I see a hole there, which is where this mount is going to insert and spin until it's fully in place. So we'll just go ahead and keep rotating there, and there it's nice and snug now. That does have a little turn on the side here, so there is a rotating ball inside there, so I can tighten this to make it more firm and adjustable. So it rotates on there. On the side of the camera here, just so you can see, I'll hold it up here, is a little switch that allows you to go in and out, zoom in and out with the camera, and so forth. So let's set that down for a moment and then come over to step 4 over here. And that's where this mounting block comes into place. So this is a plastic molded piece, and I'll try to hold it here. You see this little notch, you can feel it with your finger as well. That has a receptacle that will take the other end of this mount so that I can place this onto my HoverCam Solo 8. So let me bring in my Solo 8 Plus here. We've seen this in another video. Here is the camera upright, and the black part here is the camera arm. With the notch towards the orange dot there, I will slide it right onto my device until it gets all the way to the bottom. Okay, so there's that notch right there. I'll bring my camera over, and there is a matching silver piece at the bottom of this camera that will slide right down in there like so. So let me hold this down. I'm laying it down on its side now so that you can see it's right off to the side there. And if I were to open the camera arm out, you can see that this can be rotated to look in any direction, but this is looking away from where the document camera would be looking down. So I can then take this and set that down to use it for magnification purposes. The next step is to use this USB adapter so that I can create a second Wi-Fi signal with my device. quite frequently we're using our laptops or our tablets on a Wi-Fi network. And the reason for this adapter is it essentially creates a second Wi-Fi network that you will only run the camera off. And by doing so, this will allow you to continue to work on the internet as well as have your Wi-Fi camera running. So that is what we're going to do next. I'm going to move my quick start guide out of the way here, and we'll come back to it in just a moment. Allow me to bring in my Surface tablet, lay it out a little bit flat here, and we will reach up top here and tap the power button to wake it up. I'll turn this on by entering my password. We'll get it running there. So now I can see the tablet's top there. And let's take this USB adapter out of its packaging. It does have some instructions with it, but it is extremely easy to use. So it will come right out of there once this is open. On the back side, some instructions there. But basically what I'll do is just go ahead and rotate my tablet up, and you can see there's a USB port there. So again, having two ports on this adapter is very helpful because now I can run my HoverCam over here and I can run this extra Wi-Fi out of the top here. So I'm going to plug that in. You probably didn't hear that, but my device just made a bong sound, if you will. And down here at the bottom, you can see that it's opened up a little window that I'm going to tap onto my CD drive. Oh, and I missed it there. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on my files here. I'll scroll down and I see my CD drive right here. So I'll tap that and I can see the Wi-Fi auto install setup. So that's the application. If I'd have got over here quick enough in the bottom, I could have started it right there. But basically I'll double tap on that and it is going to go ahead and install by clicking on yes there. What's necessary to run this as a second Wi-Fi. So it's finishing the install right now, and it's all done, and it's running as a second Wi-Fi on my device right now. So that is fantastic. So let's continue on to the next steps here. Allow me to bring my quick start guide back in here again. And you can see that the next step is step 7 here is to go ahead and press the power button that is located on the top of my Kodak camera. So I'm going to unmount that just for a moment here to show you where it's located on the camera. So again, I am looking at the top where it says Kodak. There is a power button right there that I need to press to turn on, and a little green light will come on and the lens will come out there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and set that back into the mount over here. Now again, you wouldn't have to take it out of there. I just took it out so that I could show it to you. And then I am also going to come to the side of my device here and plug in my HoverCam so that I have two cameras connected now. Or I will in just a moment anyways. The next step is step 8 is to turn on Prodigi. And then I'm going to walk through the rest of these steps without looking at the quick start guide again. You will notice that it is also in French as well. So it is available in English and French. So that comes with any of these solutions. So let's come back to our Surface tablet here and double tap on Prodigi to get that running. Again, I've already entered my credentials, so they're in the background and they're remembered. And we're going to come online here, and it is going to show me my magnifier. First of all, is where we always open in the Prodigi carousel. So let me just set a document down here and open the magnifier up really quickly, just to show you what's happening here. So underneath of here, I have my quick start guide, so I can zoom in and zoom out on that using pinch gestures and so forth. So that's the magnifier using the HoverCam Solo 8. I'll hit the back arrow in the lower left corner here, and let's swipe in our carousel to the distance application. And that's where we're going to use this Kodak 25X camera. So let's open that up. So I have not used the distance camera previously on my Surface tablet. So it's immediately going to come up and ask me which cameras do I want to use. Now, as you saw a moment ago, I'm already using my HoverCam Solo 8 as my document camera, and it can only be used in one application at a time. Just like if it were being used in, say, Teams or Zoom, you can only use the camera in one application at a time. You'll see that other connected cameras are there. The Surface camera has a front camera here and it has a rear camera on the back. I could use those. Those are connected cameras, but our Kodak camera is a Wi-Fi camera. So let's scroll down here. I can actually use the arrow keys on the right or drag up and down. And you'll see there are two Wi-Fis here. Now, the Wi-Fi with no number next to it is always going to be my primary Wi-Fi. In that case, or in this case, excuse me, that is my office Wi-Fi. Again, we used that USB up at the top here to create a second Wi-Fi, which is called Wi-Fi 2. So let's tap on Wi-Fi 2. That's where we want to connect our camera. And the first option we're going to have is to find a camera. Now, remember, I had powered my camera on, so it should be findable right now. So let's tap on there. While it's doing this, take note that it is possible that if you take a long time, your camera may have powered down and you'll have to power it back on. If you didn't see it, power it back on, hit scan again, and it will go find it. Let's tap on it. There it is right there, the PixPro SL25. We'll tap on that to connect it, and it's going to ask me for a password. So the password is always the same on all of these cameras. It's going to be numeric. So in the lower left of my keyboard here, I'm going to tap on numbers only. And it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the same for all of our Kodak cameras. You can always check it by hitting the little eye up here to see if you got it right. And then in the upper right, you have this little airplane that you can hit to send the password to make the connection complete. So it's completing the connection. It's asking about network connections. You can either cancel or allow this. This is your option. I'm going to cancel it. And here you can see that I am now online with my SL25 camera looking across the room. I can use gestures on the screen. I can use the buttons here. I can tap on the screen to force a focus, but I can look all the way across the room there now. So let's zoom back out. Remember, I have my HoverCam set up. In the lower left, there's a back arrow that will return me back out to the carousel, but there's also that little T. This is going to allow me, by hitting that T icon, to go back to my document. And you'll notice that it turned to a mountain, which allows me to go back to my distance camera. So I can go back and forth between the two different cameras doing two different things right now. So as I'm looking in the distance, I can rotate that on its mount if I want to look further over. So I can look across the room at the different things that are there by moving it about. And then if I've found something that I really want to focus on, over to the right, you can see the plus and minus buttons in the lower right corner. The plus all the way to the right is my zoom in. I can tap that to zoom in. My minus is my zoom out. I can tap that to zoom back out. And I can zoom in and out across the room there. The camera button will allow me to capture an image of what I'm seeing across the room. So let's tap that. So the image will be captured for me to look at. So now I'm no longer in a live view, and you can see that we've captured a super clear image using our SL25 that we can zoom in and out on, and we can navigate around on. So if I was looking at a whiteboard and wanted to take a look at something that was written on there, I could capture it and zoom in onto it a long, long way. So up to 30x here. So pinch and zoom is what I'm using right now. Again, you can use a keyboard shortcuts if I had a keyboard connected here. So once I've captured an image, to the lower right here, there is a save button that will save it to a folder in the files application on my Prodigi software. The files application will be covered in a separate video, so look out for that. And then there is also a gear wheel here that allows me to adjust different settings that I might want to use with my distance camera and images. To the lower left, again, we have a captured image right now. I can hit that arrow button and it will take me back to a live view. And I continue viewing in the distance, going back and forth between my documents until I'm done using Prodigi, at which point I can click that back arrow, exit out to my main carousel, and use any of the means that I have at my disposal to exit out of Prodigi. So that is a quick overview of how to connect the Kodak distance camera that is Wi-Fi enabled to your tablet or your PC. Now, again, the components that I showed you today are all parts of a complete kit if you are buying a brand new Kodak camera. Now, we do know that there are many of these Kodak SL10 and SL25 cameras in the field. In that case, we do have an offering that includes the USB adapter, the mounting block for a HoverCam Solo 8, and the quick start guide at a reduced price, so you can use an SL25 or 10 if you already have that in your possession. Thank you for watching this video. I sure hope that you found it useful. Take a look at the description for this video and find our feedback link where you can tell us how we're doing. Your input is the only way that we can continue to improve our products and services to meet your low vision needs. Thank you once again.